From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engines, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Aaron's of State College on the Benner Pike and by Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Here are your hosts, Ron Fox and Jan Miller.
Hello racing fans and welcome to Pit Pass. There was only one racetrack that was not rained out on Friday in the state of Pennsylvania, and that was Hesston Speedway.
Yeah, they only got in 4 of their 6 feature events, but that was better than most tracks, and a few got rained out on Saturday as well. However, we do have some highlights on this week's show. Here's what's coming up. The Steel Block Bandits paid a visit to Hesston Speedway on Saturday night. Those highlights and more from the evening. It was a Mother's Day special at Susquehanna Speedway Park on Sunday. The 410 sprints and late models were in action. And CNB Bank Raceway Park has a new owner. His plans for this year and beyond later in the show.
We know you, our viewers, enjoy when we go to various tracks, and we enjoy it too. But when weather steps in and tracks have to cancel, our choices are highly limited. Yeah, it certainly makes it more difficult, but fortunately we do have some highlights for you. So let's roll the tape. Rick Halson would start on the pole for the 35-lap Steel Block Bandit feature at Hesston Speedway on Saturday. To his outside was the number 1 MD of Dominic DeFino. Off of turn 2, DeFino begins to edge by Halson as they go down the backstretch. As they go into turn 3, Halson hugs the bottom, but DeFino would lead the first lap with 99 Rick Singleton, 15 Chris Eaton, and the red number 1 of Andy Anderson making up the top 5. Off of 2, Singleton has to check up as he challenges Halson for second place. With 2 laps in the books, the caution flag flies as Billy Beechler rolls his heavily damaged ride to a stop. On the restart, Eaton is able to pull even with Halson as they enter turn 1. Anderson takes a peek under Eaton, while Singleton follows Halson in the outer groove. Eaton and Halson are about even as they enter 3. They would remain that way through the turns and as they come down to complete another lap. Singleton, a former champion at Hesston, continues to run the outer lane with Anderson to his inside. Halson seems to stumble a bit in 1 and 2, allowing Singleton to work his outside to move into 3rd. 2 laps later, Singleton makes his way past Eaton and into the runner-up position. By the next lap, Gene Knobb in the orange and black number 1 is able to move into the 4th spot with this pass of Anderson. Defending Steel Block Bandits champion Andy Freeze in the black 82 started 16th but quickly marched his way inside the top 10. Meanwhile, up front, DeFino continued to lead with Singleton closing in on every lap. Knobb made his way to 3rd and ran down the leaders. Knobb would get by Singleton for 2nd, then use the same move to take the lead away from DeFino 1 lap later. After we have completed another lap, Singleton powers off at the bottom of turn 4 to move back into the 2nd spot. DeFino would then relinquish 3rd as he spins out battling Singleton on the next lap. Restarts would come into question as they get back underway. Knobb does edge Singleton at the line as they begin the 20th lap. They are side by side through 1 and 2 as well as down the backstretch. However, there is a 3-car accident behind them. So we try again. Anderson occupies the 3rd spot with the 11 of Tyler Armstrong running 4th. Knobb pulls away slightly from Singleton at the line. He makes it stick on the bottom of 1 and 2 and clears Singleton down the backstretch. By the next lap, George Dixon Jr. in the 77 clears both Eaton and Armstrong to move into 4th. By this time, Freeze is pressuring the 19 of Rance Garlock for 8th place. Through 3 and 4, Garlock works under Halson for the 7th spot with Freeze right on Halson's bumper. Garlock would slow on the track to bring out the yellow on lap 28. Singleton edges past Knobb on the restart. Going into 1, the 99 is able to clear Knobb's machine, but the restart is waved off. So they line up and try it again. This time Knobb holds Singleton at bay as we return to green flag racing. Singleton powers off of turn 2 on the outside, but can't take the lead from Knobb as they race down the straightaway. Behind them, Freeze takes the 5th position away from Eaton as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. A caution on lap 30 sets up this restart. Singleton is able to keep pace with Knob as the green falls again. The outer groove works for Singleton as they race through 1 and 2. They are about even as they enter turn 3. It seems Singleton has just enough momentum on the top side to be able to power past Knob and into the lead as they complete another lap. On the second attempt at a restart with 2 laps to go, Singleton gains a slight advantage over Knob as they race into turn 1. Singleton has him cleared, but Knob quickly closes the gap on the exit of 2. Knob races in Singleton's tire tracks until they hit 3 and 4. Knob sticks it on the bottom as they come down to take the white flag. But Singleton has a car length at the line. He is still giving the bottom to Knob in 1 and 2. Knob can't quite pull even through the turns. Singleton then widens the gap on the straight stretch. Knob makes one last attempt going into 3, and in a drag race to the finish, it is Rick Singleton taking the checkers.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, we came here tonight, and after the heat race, I had my doubts, but we redrew a 4th place starting spot, so I thought, well, there is some hope here that we could win this race, and we got out there running, and Gene Knob had the lead, and he was definitely a little bit faster than I was, but on the restart, you know, I was able to beat him the first turn, and that made the difference.
Now, you jump-started at least once, and there's talk that you may have done it again.
Well, I mean, you know, I've been racing at this place for 20 years, and we've always started in the middle of 3 and 4. And this year they moved the post out to turn 4, and I didn't even realize it actually. So I started second on the outside the one time, and I thought he was going to go, and then he didn't go, and I jumped him that time, which I did jump. And then the second time, I just left where I always do and always have. We've been racing, like I said, 20 years here, and we always leave in the middle of 3 and 4, so that's what I did tonight.
Well, you're having a fantastic season. This is your 5th win?
Yeah, we've had a great year so far. This is our 5th win. We've been running the Rush Crate Series, and we've won 3 crate races, Rush races, and we're also going to run some fast track races. And we've won 2 Steel Block late model races now. So yeah, we're off to a great start, you know. And we started running these crate cars and these Steel Block cars. You know, it's just so expensive to run the supers, which we've done for years, and got into this, and it's just a lot of fun.
So Rick Singleton holds off Gene Knob to pick up the victory in the Steel Block Bandit feature. Andy Anderson ran a strong 3rd, with George Dixon Jr. 4th, and Andy Freeze coming from 16th to finish 5th.
Well, the weekend started off with torrential downpours, and it rained so much I didn't think we'd make it to any tracks, but we were able to make it to this special event.
And speaking of special events, CMB Bank Raceway Park will have a few of those this season. In the next segment, I catch up with their new owner, Rob Hint, as we talk about his plans for this season and beyond.
I had no idea what I was getting into when I agreed to drive the Aaron's Dream Machine. I mean, I knew Aaron's was a great company, how they help people get the things they need without needing credit at a guaranteed low price. Aaron's is just great. But working with Michael Waltrip, seriously, I don't understand him at all. He's a mess. Unbelievably disorganized and extremely immature. Never serious. He's like the opposite of me. This is going to be a very long season.